Dragon Wings is an improvised story. If you're a new listener, make sure to go back to episode 1.
Dragon Wing!
Three sets of skeletal remains emerge from the surface.
Oh god, I was scaring.
And
I put pluckers down behind me and swing up teardrop.
Nice.
Oh.
Now, they are not carrying weapons, and one of them puts a foot on the bottom of the steps, and the trap simply triggers, and it stumbles back down. They don't seem to be able to get you, so I'm not going to put you into initiative.
So are they still kind of above the wall, like...
Yeah, they are just... like thrashing. I've been rewatching Walking Dead recently, so I'm thrashing around and they're reaching for you.
I'm going to Eldritch Blast as my arms regrow, just one of them. Because if
tiny one.
if I kill something, I get hit points back.
Oh, we can just...
So
we can farm him up.
Yeah.
Yes, right. Exploit.
Yeah.
I need to kill him, so I'm just going to Eldritch Blast 1.
Okay, you know what? If that's going to be your tactic, it's not a spell slot or an at-will?
It's a
level 0 at-will.
If it's an at-will cantrip, you can just do it. You just blast them down. You just watch this just kind of
it says when you reduce one hostile creature to 0 hit points, you gain 5 temp hit points. And I guess if I kill all 3...
Is it stacking?
Is it
That's the
stacking?
question.
Does it stack?
So anyway, I start blasting.
if you kill them,
Yeah.
But you know, if you're going to be the only one doing the damage, then you're going to eventually kill them, right?
So does that I gain 15 temp hit points with 3 deaths, or do I?
Oh yeah,
gain 5?
the temp hit points they stack.
We can make
There's
this
no
Colossus.
There's no max.
Oh my god, yeah, you'd be like...
Yeah.
Perfect.
So the way temp hit points work is that they're sort of like a temporary shield that doesn't replenish unless you're getting temp hit points. So you take the temp hit points damage first, and then your health goes. So it's like a shield.
How long do the temporary hit points last?
Indefinitely, I guess.
No.
No.
I'm sure you guessed wrong. There's going to be a limit, but let's just say for now that it's an hour.
So I've got 6 hit points at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Plus?
But then I've only got a max of 13 hit points.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter 'cause
Temporary
they're
hit points can go above.
It's just a shield on top of your hit points.
Nice.
Okay, so
Nice.
it's like another hit point pool on
Okay.
top of your hit points that goes first.
So I've
Pretty
got
sweet.
6 hit points plus 15
Now,
temp hit points.
at risk of a 20 or 1, I am going to make you roll a cursory 3 times as attack rolls. So you can just roll your d20 3 times and see if any of them's a 1 or a 20, just to see if you got particularly lucky or unlucky with your blast. That last one was a 19 though.
Okay.
You're okay. You're with limb.
I think
But you gain the 10 hit points.
And they're all dead.
we could have
They're
like
all dead.
Crocodile Dundee'd it.
Yeah.
Run across the top, yeah.
So shall we just run across them?
Well, we don't know what happened. Well, when you say the masonry disturbed the liquid, did it stay on top as it was bouncing on, or did it just go straight in like bloop? Or did it skitter across the top?
It's like quicksand. It hits, it sticks, and then after a second, it sinks in.
I really want to try with your javelin. I want to see if I can hit it and get it back off again.
Okay.
I want to know if we can run across this liquid.
Oh,
I've got 3
gosh.
left, so yeah, I hand one over towards Garen.
I stand at the top of the steps.
Yep.
And reaching out with a javelin, I just like slap, and I want to slap it and then pull it back up again.
Ripples wash across the surface like jelly.
And did I get the sense that
It was sucking.
But it was solid, or it was...
It had the consistency of, like, treacle.
That's
gloopy.
How's that javelin looking, Oscarin?
Also, pull it back
But a
in.
liquid. But really like a solid, thick, like a thick gravy.
I think we should climb. I
I don't think we
it's
can run
50
across
feet.
that.
I know we
All
can
I'm
run 50
thinking
feet
we're
across
climbing,
this.
that's Cassius looks at this wall. We're going to have to do a lot of tricks. And you know, get across the door. And he just looks at his newly bone arms and just like...
Halfway along the wall.
Please, whatever we do, can we make it simple, even if it hurts us? Nice.
I haven't tried my crossbow bolt. I'm going to see if I can get it into the wall.
Yeah, go for it.
Do it.
So it's 50 feet long and the gap is 50 feet.
No, the gap is less. Let's
The
say
gap
the gap is about 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. So
Just hold on.
We
Yeah,
don't
someone
know
just
how
take one at
deep
the
the
end.
liquid is either.
no, we don't. But I would imagine that I would be burnt to a cinder by the time I got to the bottom of it, right?
I give the other half of the rope end of the rope to Jacob. He's the strong one.
Just to clarify, at the end of the javelin
Yeah.
that Osgaren has tapped the liquid with,
Yes.
is it still in good nick or is it being like eaten away? What's
Actually, the section that made contact with it has rendered it useless. It's kind of thin and it's got bits of acid
You
hissing
can
on
keep
it.
that, mate.
So acid,
right? Okay,
certainly.
Keep hold of that, because if we are going to have to climb, we could use that maybe to like poke at stuff,
nice.
see if it's solid.
Yeah.
Okay, so
pokey
you're
stick.
holding
I've got the
the
under
rope. You've got
yeah.
the pokey stick. I'm going to aim relatively high on the wall,
Okay.
so we've got a bit of room between us and the murderous liquid.
Yeah.
And I'm going to shoot the crossbow.
All right.
I presume you want me to roll for that to see if I fuck
I'll
up.
get you to it. It's going to be an easy roll, but just yeah,
It's a 17.
it's good enough. Fires across. Sticks.
It sticks.
Yeah.
I'm going to have like. In fact, I'm puny as shit. Can you give it a?
Yeah, I'll give it. I'm holding the other end anyway, so I'll give it a little yank to make sure
Yes.
it's fast.
The masonry comes free.
Oh,
Okay,
It's crumbly in it.
that was a good idea.
It's an old ruined room.
And now is that rope in the acid?
You will have to drag it back through the acid, yeah, and it takes some.
some
Tell you
time.
what, that's a good little experiment. That I'm going to pull it back through. Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm putting
Yeah.
it back.
Looking.
I'm retracting it.
It kind of skits along the surface. The rope isn't really heavy enough to sink, but it certainly takes some acid damage.
Right. Well, let's just cross that rope out in my.
If we scoot alongside the wall,
Yeah.
how many? I just look at calculating how long and how many.
You want to know how many checks?
Yeah.
It's going
Go
to
on,
be.
let's
It's
get
going to
that.
be a tasty athletics check apiece to try and
Okay,
climb across.
let me go first.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, Cassius needs to go
Can
first.
we tie a rope
Because
to
if
him?
somewhere
Yeah.
going and I
Because
fall
if you fall in,
in, then
Can we tie a rope to him so we can hopefully yank if your arms and legs fall off?
Yeah,
we can sort of
absolutely.
yank you
if, you're-
back.
if we're going one at a time, the person going across should have a rope tied around them.
I think from Nothing's time in the sewers, she's quite familiar with underground spaces filled with shit she doesn't want to swim in. Pluckers could end up in the bottom of this acid misery bath. Her internal monologue is now screaming, "Don't deep fry the chicken. Don't deep fry the chicken. Please don't deep fry the chicken."
So Osgaren is starting to think at this point that the song of this party is more of a tragicomedy than a heroic epic. Mistress Millifanda and her magical chicken priests and priestesses almost seems a little too good to be true, but any port in a storm, right?
Jacob has just been crushed by a sort of sentient sarcophagus. He has a pig-sized chicken on his back. His friend and companion keeps on losing his limbs in the face of having to traverse a pit full of acid. This is obviously a stressful situation. The best thing to do is just to get on and try and get across it. Pig-sized chicken and all.
Throughout this magical chicken adventure, I think Cassius has been more than willing to let the kids run off and play, but now he's just dying by their decisions, their shit rolls, and his arms and legs are just popping off. He just wants to keep going and get himself and Pluckers out of there ASAP. But at the end of the day, it's either they get out now quickly or he dies. So I think Cassius just wants to live and find his daughter. Okay, so I'm gonna athletics check.
Okay.
The handhold.
Go for it. Cassius, athletics check.
Before you go, I'm just going to tie a rope around your waist and be holding onto it. All right, good luck, Cassius. Tears, blessings upon you.
Have a lit time. Tears blessing upon you.
Have you got love handles? Is this going to slide off you?
Also, I just want to clarify that this is just rules check.
Yeah.
Because we all have a climb speed of 15 feet.
Right.
This is presumably a climb that's difficult enough that it's also going to require us to take some athletics checks.
So
right?
an athletics check is required in like a sort of difficult terrain type surface, just to see if you can do it.
Right.
A climb speed is something which you would take into consideration if something were pursuing you, or if you were in initiative.
Okay.
So per round of climbing, you could move 15 feet.
Got it.
Climb speed
Okay.
doesn't factor in here, but you will need
So
to do an
if-
athletics check.
Understood.
If an undead skeleton tries to murder me halfway across,
Yeah. Can you climb quicker?
Just want to say, when you explain rules,
Yeah.
you sound really hot.
Oh, thanks very much.
Yeah.
I always speak very quickly and excitedly when talking about rules.
Okay.
Hopefully I got them right. It's a bit of a blag. Oh well.
If he didn't,
It sounded right,
Yeah,
didn't
it did.
if Ian didn't, then call him out because that's always hilarious. Okay,
it's
so
weird.
I'm just gonna do an athletics check, right?
Yeah.
Athletics.
Decent.
18.
Yes.
You
Deuce.
make your way across the walls. A couple of bits of masonry, slip away beneath you, but you make it just fine.
So I get onto the other, and as I'm on the other sets, I quickly see if the test for traps or anything like
Out
that.
of interest, are you getting off at the steps or on the landing? Why is this a decision that you're wondering?
The landing.
The landing.
Jacob
Okay.
whispers.
Yeah, fine. You get off on the landing. That's fine.
Stage whisper.
You can check for traps.
Okay.
Perception.
I love you asking to roll. It's absolutely-
I'm glad someone saw through that.
6.
You don't spot any traps.
Yep. I call back. There's no traps on these steps. Hurry over.
Okay.
And he's now safe on the platform, right?
Yeah, it's just stood there.
Fine.
You can see actually that pile of crumbling stone on the other side.
Yeah.
It looks like it used to be an altar. You can see some of the largest pieces make that depiction of the death god.
I collapse just against the wall and just breathing heavily after all these incidences that have made my limbs fall off. And I pull out the hand-drawn picture of my wife and just take a moment.
Jesus. Yeah. Okay. She's still dead.
Yes.
We won't be in a minute. We're going to go across this fucking wall. Come on.
You don't have to remind the guy, okay?
I'm scared.
Who's next?
I'm scared. I don't want to do it.
I'm going to start tying pluckers around my neck.
Yeah.
As in tie her feet.
Neck?
As in tie her feet together. So just kind of like on my back, like a great big chicken backpack. Yeah. With her feet kind of tied together around around my chest.
So you wrapped her feet around each other into a knot?
She's kind of got...
You've broken her feet?
You've hog-tied her?
No. Yeah. She's kind of...
Hog tie. Can you hog tie a chicken?
Just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's kind of, over my shoulders. Like a sort of chicken stole. A very elegant chicken stole.
Okay. You've got her.
All right. And I yank on the rope that I've still got tied to you and say, you hold on to this, okay?
Okay.
And I tie the other end around me.
And I
Around my
slowly
waist.
get up, wiping the tears away from my eyes and say, I've got you. Come on then.
Okay. Little look up, mutter a little prayer to tear.
All right. Athletics check.
That is a 19.
It's good enough.
Okay.
You make your way across. A few other bits of rock fall from beneath you. They hiss
Nice.
beneath your feet, but you make it.
Okay.
Clasp your hand and bring
Get
you over
down.
to the platform and say, welcome, brother.
Thanks, Cassius. You have my back.
I get this is so much more dramatic than I intended this room to be. who's going next?
Look at you. You look back.
I pass the rope over to Jacob and say, though, you should hold on to this.
All right.
Nothing. You forced my hand. Osgarin gingerly. He's not an athletic fellow. Gingerly,
With red head.
yeah, sort of gets a hand up onto the wall, then a foot, and he's testing his footing. Then he
Falls away.
he's not confident. Takes a deep breath and begins tentatively making his way across.
Just
the wall.
as he's about to do that, I sort of hook my tail into the back of his tunic. Just
in case.
lightly.
At the beginning. Yeah.
Nice.
Just
Yeah.
at the beginning.
I
Like
call
training
out,
wheels.
Yeah.
I call out over the acid pool and just say, remember, feel, don't think. Use your instincts.
Nice shout. But also do think a bit, because that will help probably.
14.
Oh, good enough.
A dead 14.
Again, and you make your way across. Readily, you join your companions on the other side.
You did good. You did good, kid. You did good.
Scary. That was scary.
Nothing, you alone
Oh.
are on the platform.
She wipes the sweat from her brow, takes a big deep breath in.
What is it?
It literally rolled from like a 17, an 18, went off the side of my paper. And we're saying in athletics, are we?
Yeah.
Yes.
You sure we can't say in acrobatics?
No.
She's pretty acrobatic though.
No.
That tail, does she get a bonus for her tail?
No.
That's like
Oh, lovely. That's a 4.
It's a 4.
Yeah.
Nothing makes her way part way, and then you see her slip and fall into the acid.
Nothing!
I try to grip with my tail before I go in. I desperately grab at the wall with my...
You are going to hit the acid first.
Oh, fuck!
If you can just take a constitution saving throw.
Jacob, hold on to that rope.
Yeah, Jacob.
Pull her in.
Jacob throws the rope.
9, 12.
12 is just enough to give you half of 15 points of
Oh my
acid
God.
damage as you begin to sink into it. So you're going to take 7 points of damage there.
How deep is it?
Your foot actually hits, and the skeletons were stood.
Yeah.
in
Oh,
it.
of course you are.
So it's actually about knee height, but you sink all the way up to your knee, and you're in just agony, excruciating pain as the acid eats into your flesh.
That's great. And I'm desperately grappling at the wall, like I'm absolutely panicking. It's the fucking you've never seen a freak out like this at all. And she's desperately pouring at the wall with her arms and trying to grab on with her tail into like a gap.
You can try that. And the rest of you see this happening? Anything else that you guys are doing? Just worried?
I'm just chucking. I chuck a rope, but then I see that she stands up and it's up to her knees and feel faintly foolish.
Reel it back in.
Yeah.
There's not really much we can do.
No. Okay, fine. In that case,
grappling.
So you're trying to kind of climb again, basically. It's going to be another athletics check to do that.
Thank the Lord. 15.
Good enough. You scrabble back up and out and make your way across to the other platform.
I just sort of flop onto the platform and I could just smell
smoke coming out of your shins.
I can smell my own legs, which is never good.
I was picturing like in Pitch Black when like the Furion bad guy goes out into the sun.
Yeah.
And his like legs start melting and he's like collapsing and he
Yes.
gets back up and he keeps walking.
Whoa, evocative.
I had the what's the
Whoa, look at it.
Failed me right
That's
out there.
amazing.
the Pierce Brosnan film where they're all trying to escape the volcano and that
Dante's
one,
Peak.
Yeah, Dante's Peak. Yeah, very Dante's Peak.
Mrs. Doubtfire. So you're at the other end of the room. You're next to this crumbling. It used to be an altar, clearly classic, archetypal, and next to you is an open archway. And actually, from the archway, you can smell fresh air.
Oh shit! I vomit on the floor.
No sign of a water elemental yet either.
Not that you can see.
So there's just an altar in front of us.
Crumbling remains ruins of an altar.
And nothing intelligible on it. Writing. Signs.
Apart from,
glyphs.
you can see some of the largest pieces of the masonry form what looks like that depiction of the death god. Apart from that, no, you don't see runes or writing.
And there's any other exits or entrances into this area?
You can do a perception check.
Yeah, sure.
Any secret doors?
7.
No. You don't see any.
Okay. Guys, we're at a dead end. All I can see is this altar in front of us.
No, it's a door. It's an archway.
And I
Literally not a dead end. So there's an archway, right? You
Yeah,
can
we
smell.
can-
There's
we
an
can
open
smell
archway.
this.
Oh, nice.
It's
Okay.
fresh.
Going ahead, and you can smell this fresh air coming through.
Ah, nice.
A veritable
Lovely.
opposite.
And
dead end.
while I'm vomiting on the floor, I'm like, "You fucking idiot! It's literally a doorway."
Sorry, I didn't see that archway.
I just
over
pat nothing on the back a couple of times. Just bring it all up.
Hold a hair out of it.
Better out than in. Better out.
Now, down the corridor, you can actually see natural light at the end of it. You can see that there's a long 60-foot corridor ending in a sewer grate. Hello, we've teamed up with the Dice Dungeon UK, makers of fine dice and dice-related things. They also have free delivery over £30, and in these remote times, they have some rather excellent presentation tins, which are great for gifts, particularly birthdays that you can't physically attend. Check them out over on dicedungeon.co.uk or Instagram and Twitter at dicedungeonuk to see the goods. Also, use the code DRAGONWINGS if you want to support us and for a tasty discount on your order. Oh, lovely.
Can I investigate or like check out this crumbling altar?
Yeah, absolutely. Investigation. Your willingness to do these rolls is brilliant.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, what's the point in living if you can't feel alive, right?
As he checks an altar.
10.
10. You spot some flecks of very old dried blood on the altar. Apart from that, you don't discern anything else of note.
Okay. Like a sacrificial altar, maybe.
Who knows?
Okay.
I sort of brush myself off, but then realise that's a really bad move because some of my skin comes off with my hands. So I just sort of hold them back. I'm absolutely,
having a bad time.
absolutely having the worst time. I'm like, we need to get out of here.
But you've also had a light peel. You look radiant, babe.
My trousers look years younger.
Yeah, your lovely calves.
Yeah.
What's your tail looking like? Is it that? Does that get messy as well?
No, I sort of, as I went in, I sort of I was trying to grab, so most of it is fine, but the bit where it attaches to my ass, that is a little
ass
bit.
tail.
Yeah.
You've burnt your tail, Gooch.
Yeah, my tail.
So, altar, archway. Investigating the archway. Is there any traps or any symbols on the
perception?
God, why?
Well,
again, another 10.
No trap.
Guys, it looks clear up here. So perhaps we should head down the.
Let's make our way.
Are you sure?
Well, it looks good.
So I'm really tentative. Like the stairs collapsed. There were skeletons in the acid.
That really gave you the shits, that acid pit. I wouldn't have guessed that.
That's terrifying. The idea of like your limbs melting away.
I can confirm it's not very nice.
Yeah, imagine your limbs disappearing.
That's gonna make a great song one day.
I'm not having a good
Ballad
time.
of the Acid Pit. I just say you can use that.
It was completely.
Throw your limbs in the acid.
It'd be like a take on Wu-Tang's Gravel Pit.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you got this archway in front of you.
Yeah.
All right.
It looks all clear.
Jacob starts to make his way towards it, still with pluckers round his shoulders.
The fucking water elemental. But
Can I see anything suspicious? Can I see like a suspicious, say, enormous puddle or
Survival check.
Okay.
A rare tracking check that we never do.
While he's rolling, is it still dark?
It's dark in this room, but there's natural light ahead coming from the
I'm
archway.
glowing, but we're still illuminated.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
You're
still
still glowing. You're
tennis,
actually actually fine.
There's still no natural light.
No. Well,
At the end of the
end of the
tunnel.
archway,
Yeah.
yes.
14.
14.
Yeah.
You see a water trail leading ahead, but with the 14, you can see that it reaches to the end of the corridor.
Okay.
At least to the grate from where you are.
Guys, there's water on the floor, and it's going right to that grate. It's water.
But great to the freedom.
Yes.
The freedom grate.
The freedom grate.
Freedom's not ideal when you're consumed limb over limb by water as an elemental.
Not great.
So what can we see? Is there any way like round it? Is it just like a...
Guys, look. This archway's clear and I stepped through it.
Okay. Splash. You walk into the water. Nothing happens.
See, I told you. Like, there's no traps. Let's go.
God, how scary. I'm so sorry, man. I wouldn't have used acid if I knew it was going to put the frighteners into you.
I'm checking up. My dad used to get rid of...
Is this in-game canonical or not? Is this real life? In-game?
In-game.
Yeah.
Scaren's dad used to... When we had like hog roasts in the tavern back in Cormier, the easy way, like he would give the remains off to a local tanner or something. They'd often just get rid of them by melting them in acid.
Ooh.
Horrible.
Okay.
And he would often say, "It's like I'll put you in the acid if I was
Yeah.
being a little shite."
We used to, in Baldur's Gate, any dead beggars or anything like that we found in the sea, we used to put them in acid. Get rid of the bodies.
That's what the police did.
Yeah.
It's a tough city.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ!
It's a rough town.
This is turning the stomach.
The graveyards, once the graveyards got full, what's the point?
Dad always
Also,
told
you
me.
don't want to pollute by burning, so
Dad
climb it in.
Dad always told me that the people in Baldur's Gate, horrible people. Ooh.
Nothing is like what is in her mind, but she doesn't say anything, and she just like tramples into the puddle as well. She's
All right.
done with this, done with them,
So
done with
lovely.
acid,
you
done with her gooch hurting.
You actually make your way down the corridor without incident. You get all the way to the grate, and you can see that the bars of the grate themselves are very wet. Beyond is a rather luscious meadow, though you don't see any sign of the water elemental.
Don't
the
trust
meadow.
that
You all
one
cringe. You all cringe at that. This isn't like a head-high grass meadow. It's like
Don't go into the meadow.
ankle high, but there's a lovely luscious meadow ahead.
So what kind of condition is the grate in? Is it solid and sturdy? Could it be broken?
It is wet, rusted, and old.
I turn to Jacob and say, "Go on, big boy. Use your muscle."
He goes, well, all right, yeah, fine. And squats down in front of it and grabs hold of two of the bars and pulls.
Strength check.
Which is not a Constitution saving throw.
Shit. Alas, no.
Look, he's very badly hurt, all right? It's an 8.
It's an 8?
Yeah.
The bars do not budge.
Can I, as a step back, can I just put my
Cyclops
hand to my eyes and just try an Eldritch Blast?
Yep.
It's like laser, like blows it straight in the wood.
Yeah.
Do I have to roll to
You
attack?
do need to do an attack roll. There is an AC for inanimate objects.
Can you just get his eyes right up to
Yeah.
it? Like, literally right on it.
Boing flip. Back into his face.
Shards of metal, like.
11.
You just make the AC for hitting this inanimate bar.
Nice.
And you
Perfect.
you can roll some damage.
Is this what makes the elemental?
Yeah. It's the sound of the laser.
10.
Yeah, the bars just meld.
I probably loosened it.
for the laser, yeah.
It's fine.
Of course you did, son. It's okay.
Yeah,
Hey.
it's fine.
Hey, we're all tired. We're all weak.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Just look after pluckers.
Stroke.
The way ahead now is what seems to be clear.
That seems to be very suspicious.
The way ahead seems to be clear.
Well, you don't know. Yeah, seems to be clear.
Quick perception check of like the meadow outside.
Is the meadow a water elemental?
It's a mimic.
A 16.
You poke your head through the grate and you take a long look around. And with the 16, you don't see a water elemental, although there's a slight ridge ahead of you, so you can't see much farther beyond that. You can, however, with the 16, smell something.
Ooh.
And you get this really heavy... Wow. aside from Asgarin's embarrassment.
Well, he saw the acid, he pissed himself. It's obvious.
I just hate acid. You actually catch a whiff of cooking smells. It smells like chicken and spices.
Yes.
That's what you can smell.
Questions.
I'm going to quickly go up to the ridge, like quickly, low, stealthily get up to the ridge and just peek my eyes over.
Okay, you come out of the sewer without incident and you peer over the ridge, and ahead of you, to the northeast, some distance away, is quite a sight. Across the wide and open meadow, spanning into the distance, you can see what looks like a colossal wooden castle. And it is on the move.
On the fucking move!
It's on the move. The castle is as large as, say, a cathedral. It is multi-storied and it's got battlements and towers. And it is on huge wooden wheels. Each of the wheels at this distance must be as large as a house. And it is trundling incredibly slowly forwards at a bare walking pace.
Is this...
And smoke is billowing from the towers.
Is this a copyright infringement on...
No, definitely not. 100% not.
Yeah?
I was going to say...
It's London!
Suddenly, the castle blares out. This like foghorn type blast. And now you can see across the meadow, actually from all directions, for the first time you notice there are people coming from all around, miles around, to this moving castle.
Not that he'd ever tell anyone, but Jacob actually has a fair bit of experience around castles from his mysterious backstory youth. Not wooden ones though, not ones that appear to be on wheels, and that also have a tantalising smell about them of roasting chicken, which, by the way, is one of Jacob's favourite smells.
During his time in Baldur's Gate, Cassius was a detective, part of the City Watch, and he was famous for trying to make sense out of the crazy things that surrounded him. So he's kind of perplexed by this huge wheeled castle. He wants to know why people are streaming towards it, and why this is a kind of mecha castle to people, drawing them in. But ultimately, is this castle gonna help his arms and legs from popping off? Probably not. So let's not get distracted by it and just find this miscellaneous person so that he and Pluckers can stop being on death's door.
I think the vision of a gigantic flying wheeled castle, in usual times that would be quite fascinating, terrifying or wondrous. But sort of the week she's had, it's another mad thing that's happened in it. I mean, there's probably someone in it that wants to murder us, but what can you do?
Do they look like they're like running, like motherfucker, or are they just like chilling out?
Well, you're not there. Only Cassius is there.
They're walking towards it.
They are walking towards it. And actually, Cassius, you can see that they are in small groups here and there.
Yeah.
Some are children. Some of them look like families.
What's the closest group of people to me? Is anyone walking past me or?
You can actually see dozens of groups. The nearest to you is at least 100 feet or so away. But actually, in the crowd, as you're looking around, you spot somebody familiar. Riding escort with 2 other horsemen around a wagon.
It better not be fucking Lady B.
It's a familiar face, and she hasn't noticed you, though the short red hair and her twin short swords are unmistakable.
Oh, shit.
Riding on horseback is Sylvia Wingman.
Bitch.
And she is taking point on an escort of a wagon, and the wagon has some kind of glass case on the back. And they're heading quite calmly at a slow amble towards the castle. They're a few hundred feet away.
Even worse than Lady B, because I haven't forgiven that bitch.
But you're the only one, and this is just your rescue. So everyone else is waiting behind.
Slowly creep back down the mound and retreat back to the grate, where I inform my comrades. Wooden fucking castle. Wheels, bellowing, what the fuck. Loads of people going towards it, blah, 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 blah. Also, turn to Jacob. Guess who's fucking there?
It's not Lady Bless.
I thought the same thing, mate. But hey, great minds. It's Sylvia Wingman.
And Jacob just reaches around and touches his side where she stabbed him and goes, oh yeah, I remember her.
Fuck.
It seems the castle seems to be beckoning people to them. It doesn't seem like a bad place, but I feel that we should head that way.
What?
How quick is the castle? Can we just have a quick rest in here?
Yeah.
I say we get to the castle when we rest there.
We don't know
Where's
what's there
Sylvia
though.
fucking
None of us
Wingman's
will
in there?
any...
Just to put another little option in there, why don't we rest just outside this grate? This disgusting fetid sewer.
How's Pluckers looking? We haven't checked in on the chicken for a little while, and she was not very well last time.
To put it simply, Pluckers looks like she's on death's door.
And it seems to be getting worse over time.
Yeah, she's breathing now.
We need
incredibly
to get
shallowly.
somewhere where someone else other than us can help her. And I feel that this giant moving castle might be the...
Well, actually, just quickly on that point, the Les Orques Glussons, Snugger Glachat, turned you onto the idea that actually Mistress Millifander, Miss Millie, in her temple, is an expert, a foremost expert in poultry.
But then... poultry. But then...
And where is she again?
Yeah, what was the name of the city? Or her place?
It's a temple, and it's nearby. You were given directions. It's off to the west.
Okay.
As much as I would love to get our own back, I care for our chicken.
Yeah.
Pluckers is part of this family.
So let's rest up and go to...
I say we just make our way straight to the temple. No resting, straight to the temple. We don't need to go and engage with...
Yeah, and if we rest,
Sylvia
we don't know
or-
what happens to Pluckers. We need to move.
I look down at all my...
Do we know where the temple is?
Just west.
It's about a day or so's ride to the west.
We said we think she's only got 2 or 3 hours in her. Recently, she's not going to make. Pluckers isn't going to make it a day.
We must try.
But that's if we think she's definitely going to die on the way. If we want to go and look for help, we're going to have to go to that fucking castle.
Well, I'd say not definite, but like at risk. And I wouldn't say that you could exactly pinpoint 2 or 3 hours, but we're talking a matter of hours for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
But we can have long rest here, right? And then Jacob, with his magical powers, can
actually
put some energy, life force back
Can
into
we even afford a fucking long rest?
That'd be 8 hours or so,
I think-
wouldn't it? In which time she could easily
Deteriorate.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't want to go in this wheelie castle that's full of that bastard. That would probably.
It looks really, really bad.
I insist that you cut that section.
Yeah, it looks absolutely castle. No, I've not got one.
I think we've got to go there.
If we need to, if we want to save Pluckers,
It's our only choice.
then I feel that we need to put some life back into the wee lass.
Yes.
What again? Why are you talking like that? Okay, I pull myself up out of the grate and onto the meadow.
Okay.
but beneath the kind of hump.
You do. You can see the same scene. Yeah. In fact, the scene you can see is very slightly different because just as you crest the rise, you can see an entire section of the castle fall away at ground level. It looks like a long counter, and there are dozens of people who are servers. The castle isn't moving currently, and it looks like they're serving people.
And how far away is it?
Hundreds of feet.
Food or just...
From this distance, you just don't know.
I just shout that over the top, say that it's opened up and it's stopped.
Open for business!
So it's like a medieval sandcrawler.
Yeah.
Right?
We could find some healing potions down there, maybe some food, get some energy back. And then... hey.
Okay, I don't want to go to the castle. I want to help Pluckers.
But
I think the castle's how we're going to help Pluckers, I shout down the grate.
Yeah. No, we're all. Can we all? I'm getting out too. I'm not in the sewer anymore. I want to get out. So I'm going to be lying.
We all want to.
With a
young one. We all want to help Pluckers, but if we go to the temple, then she's going to die en route. We don't have the powers or the means to.
What's she done to deserve this? Huh?
While they're talking, I just look at Jacob and say, "Shall we?"
Yes.
I just start walking across.
And Jacob flips up his hood,
and I,
which he's sort of put over Pluckers as well. So he looks like a sort of enormous, hideous hunchback.
Yeah. I just cup young Oscarin's face in my hand, and I just say,
Did not expect this.
I'm glad we left you alone.
I know you're scared.
I'll ship it.
I know that Asapul in that temple shook you up, but just remember who you are.
And leans in.
And then I just ruffle his head and
Journey, mate, love.
Just walk down the crest of the hill.
Nice.
And leave him to his own devices.
Oscarin, what are you doing?
With a heavy sigh, I follow them.
I just say back over my shoulder, "We're doing this for the chicken, mate. We've got to sort her out." And then I just push forward, smoke still rising from my knees.
All of you can do a perception check.
I'm looking at that stool, the long counter.
11.
Perception. I haven't looked at this character sheet for so bloody long.
19 from nothing.
There I am.
3 from Cassius.
12 from Oscarin.
12 from Oscarin. Cassius, with your 19... 11, sorry, nothing, you got the 19.
Yeah.
Nothing with your 19. You notice 2 extra things. First of all, you see 3 things. You see Sylvia Wingman. Absolutely. She's on the back of this horse.
Yeah.
Her and 2 rather nondescript looking guards are escorting this wagon.
Okay.
Single horse wagon, and it's trundling towards the castle. Within the glass case on the back, surrounded by wooden bars, is this furious, thrashing entity made of water. The other 2 things that you notice are firstly that there is a sign above the counter of this colossal castle. And it's familiar. It looks like a chicken wing, which, the version you saw was surrounded by barbed wire.
Oh my god.
Fuck!
But instead, this is rather more cartoonish, and instead of barbed wire, it's a ring of smiling people with interlinked hands.
Oh.
Beneath read the words, Chicken Consortium.
Fuck.
And can I just have a recap for us all?
Yeah.
The Chicken Consortium are...
Stole our ingredient book.
Yeah.
And they are a rather... Well, you found the letter stamped with their crest on the assassin. Well, the assassin dropped it.
That stole the book, right?
Yeah. It was a letter signed CC that said, basically let them live, but make sure this diary doesn't fall into Lady Bless's hands, was what it said.
They've got the chicken wing diary. Fuck in hell.
I take a big yawn, look up at the sky, and just, stretch it out, just turn around very casually and just mouth, "Fucking Chicken Consortium."
The last thing that you notice of the 3 is in front of the castle, this kind of... from a distance, it's only now that you're really concentrating on it, you can see what it is. This kind of brown and white fuzz, and the more you concentrate on it, you realise that the fuzz is comprised of hundreds, maybe thousands of chickens. And there are ropes leading from the herd of chickens to the castle, and it looks like, that's how the castle's moving.
Pulled by chickens.
In between the chickens are dozens and dozens of, they could be human, but figures walking among them.
Are they
like chicken shepherds?
Yeah.
Who knows?
And are they
this distance?
chicken-sized chickens or pig-sized chickens?
I mean, from this distance, you really can't tell.
Okay.
Right.
So
Maybe
I've
found Plucker's family. Maybe Ven stole Pluckers from the chicken consortium and we're the bad guys.
Oh my god.
But currently the castle is not moving,
Yeah.
so the herd is at rest.
So I've turned round and I've gone, it's the fucking chicken consortium. And I pop my hood up.
Well,
And I want to keep this chicken safe. What do I do? I head towards the unmoving castle, and I want to get around the back and just kind of look and see just get close enough to see what size the chickens are.
Okay.
So I want to walk so I can get a bit closer, but I'm kind of going away from Sylvia.
Sylvia and go. Okay,
Yeah.
you would need to take a really huge circle of, you're kind of really rounding this entire area. But you can do that. And I guess, what are you trying to discern again?
I want to
about the
see how big
chickens?
the chickens are. I want to see, are they pluckers-esque?
Okay, you get maybe 100 feet or so closer, which is enough to discern that they look like regular chickens.
Okay.
They actually don't look anything like pluckers. They look like an utterly different breed. They look rather hardy. But actually, from that distance, you can see that every now and again, those figures are stooping to each of the chickens. You don't know what they're doing, but all of those figures, most of them are human, actually. You see a couple of other races. They all have satchels, and every now and again, they stoop to the herd and then move among them.
Wings?
Or feeding them? And can I see from where I am now, am I closer to looking into the castle, or have I moved away from that?
As you've moved, if you think that the castle was moving from right to left, you've kind of moved clockwise, so that now you've rounded so that you're sort of almost in front of the herd and the front. And you can see that at the top of the castle is this huge glass pane, and there are rows upon rows of desks. It looks like a bridge.
Fuck. Okay, and
Meanwhile, Sylvia, Wingman, the group, they are making their way ever closer to the castle, along with this, it looks like the water elemental in the back.
Okay.
Fuck, why would she, maybe, what if the water elemental is one of the fucking ingredients for the wing rub? Because they've got the book.
Fuck.
And
Has
why
she
would
got the book, though?
Maybe she's
Well, the
working, maybe she's in
consortium does.
cahoots.
So where's the water elemental?
In a cage.
In the
In a
back
cage.
of the wagon, being escorted by Sylvia and her 2 guards.
We could free
And how far away is that wagon?
At this point, 200 feet or so.
And how far away is... so nothing's up with the... Has sprinted on ahead with the castle, right?
Yeah, nothing is closer, but quite far away from you at this point. But she's sort of done this, rounded. She's trying to move all the way around just to get a better view of the chicken.
And I'm
You're
way
still
too far away
off.
that I couldn't hear you. Or talk
You
to
are
you
still
or
far
whatever.
off, and you're no way part of this. The rest of the group.
Can I start to walk towards the people among the big chicken herd?
Yeah.
The big chicken flock?
Yes. Are you going straight forward, or are you going to join nothing first and then move in?
No, I was going to go. So if nothing's over here clockwise around, the chicken flock is over to the right.
So
the other side. Of the castle?
Nothing is basically rounded so that she's some distance away from the front of the castle.
Okay.
Whereas you guys were looking at the side of it.
Well, I'll make my way to the extreme end of the chicken flock.
Yeah.
And see if I can make my way towards one of the people tending them.
Sure, yeah. You can make your way down that way. Nothing and Jacob, I'm going to need you to do a stealth check.
Okay.
Stealth.
And this is quite a good roll. You're looking to beat 19.
17. Fuck.
Might make a distraction.
2.
What's your stealth modifier?
I roll with disadvantage because I'm armoured.
So both less than 19?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Sylvia notices you.
As she turns, I would like to. I'm just. How far away is. So I'm a little bit behind these guys.
Yeah.
And how far away is Sylvia and how far away are Sylvia and her 2 guards?
Nothing. The tiefling is about 100 feet away to your left.
Yep.
Jacob is just ahead of you, and Sylvia and her companions are about 200 feet away.
Nice. I'm going to just sort of lick a finger.
Yeah.
Put it to the air.
Yeah.
Pull up a few blades of grass and just sprinkle them in front of me.
Okay.
Offer a prayer to Ogma and just draw my hand crossbow. Eyeball it from about 200 feet.
Yeah.
and then just shoot at Sylvia.
Okay.
Thanks for listening. Please leave us a lovely review and rating if you have a second, as it really helps us out. And chat to us over at Dragon Wings Pod on the Twitters and the Instas if you want to say hello. Catch you next time.